Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing good. So, in last class in cost and management accounting, we were discussing cost and management accounting. And in last class, we were discussing the topic that is liquidity ratio. In last class, we were discussing the topic that is liquidity ratio. In liquidity ratio, I have taught you about what is liquidity ratio. I have told you what is liquidity. Liquidity refers to the ability of the firm to meet its current liability. So through liquidity ratio, we will get to know the short-term financial position of the company. In liquidity ratio, we discuss two types of ratio, that is current ratio and quick ratio. What is the formula of current ratio? Formula of current ratio is current assets divided by current liability. And formula of quick ratio is quick assets divided by current liability. I told you in quick asset, we will consider all the current assets excluding stock and prepaid expenses. Quick assets are similar to current assets. Quick assets are all the current assets, but it does not include two things, stock and prepaid expense. Okay. So we have done some illustrations also on current assets and quick assets. We have learned to calculate how we are going to do the calculation of current ratio and quick ratio. I have also given you one homework. This is the illustration that I have given you in homework. Yes. This is the illustration that I have given you in homework. चलिए let's see कितने बच्चों ने करेक्ट किया है. Let's see. Solution. I'm going to read it once again for you. Calculate current ratio and quick ratio from the following information. From the following information, you have to calculate both current ratio as well as quick ratio. From the following information, you have to calculate both, that is current ratio and quick ratio. What is the information that is given to you? Inventories. What is inventories? Inventories means stock. Inventories 15,000. Prepaid expenses 5,000. Current assets 50,000. Creditors 6,000. And short-term borrowings, that is 4,000. Okay, let's start now. चलिए let's first calculate current assets. Let us calculate current asset. Current ratio. What is the formula of current ratio? Current asset divided by current liability. Now we will calculate current assets. Let's see. बच्चों, in question it is already given you current assets 50,000. You do not need to calculate. The question has already given the current assets, that is 50,000. Now current liability. Current liability is inventory, no sir. Prepaid expense, no sir. Current asset, no sir. Creditors 6,000 is a current liability. Short-term borrowing 4,000 is also a current liability. So चलिए, let's write creditors 6,000 plus short-term borrowing 4,000. So current liability is your 10,000. Now let's put current asset 50,000 divided by current liability 10,000, and current ratio is equals to 5 is to 1. The current ratio is your 5 is to 1. Let's calculate quick ratio. What is the formula of quick ratio? Quick asset divided by current liabilities. First, let's calculate quick asset. Quick asset. I told you in quick asset, we do not consider two things. that is stock and prepaid expenses. It means from current asset we will deduct stock and prepaid expense. Current asset is 50,000. We will deduct stock, that is 15,000, and we will also deduct prepaid expense, that is 5,000. Okay. So our quick asset will be equals to 30,000. Current liability we have already calculated above, that is 10,000. Now let's put current liability and quick asset in the formula. Quick ratio is equals to quick asset 30,000 divided by current liability 10,000. So quick ratio will be 3:1. So I hope you all have attempted this question at home, and if you were wrong somewhere, so you can now rectify your answer. Okay. Okay, I hope you all now know how to calculate current asset and quick asset. You all now know how to calculate current asset, quick asset, current liability, quick liability. Please, everyone, I hope you all now know how to calculate quick ratio and current ratio. Current ratio formula is current asset divided by current liability. Quick ratio formula is quick asset divided by current liability. In quick asset, we do not consider stock and prepaid expenses. Chaliye, let's move ahead now. This was the liquidity ratio. Now we are going to start with solvency ratio. Now we are going to start with solvency ratio. I'm going to share the PPT with you. Chaliye, let's start with solvency ratio. Solvency ratios are calculated to determine the ability of firm to serve its debt in the long run. But in liquidity ratio, we get to know the capability of firm to repay its short-term loans. Through solvency ratio, we will get to know the ability of firm to repay its long-term loans. Solvency ratio is calculated to determine the ability of the firm to repay its long term loan. Got my point? So in solvency ratio there are four ratios: debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, total asset to debt ratio, and interest coverage ratio. We are going to calculate all the four ratios one by one: debt equity, proprietary, total asset to debt, interest coverage ratio. Let's start. Debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio measures the relationship between long-term debt and equity. Long-term debt means long-term loan and equity. Equity is a shareholders fund. It is considered to be safe if debt equity ratio is 2:1. So what is ideal debt equity ratio? 2:1. Ideal debt equity ratio is 2:1. How you are going to calculate debt equity ratio? What is the formula? As the name suggests, debt equity. It means long-term debt divided by shareholders fund. Debt means long-term debt. As I told you, in solvency ratio, we are going to calculate the capability of the firm to serve its long-term debts. So debt equity ratio means long-term debt divided by equity means shareholders fund. बच्चों in balance sheet shareholder fund includes share capital, reserve and surplus. In share capital there are two types of share capital, that is equity share capital and preference share capital. Got my point? In share capital there are two types of share capital, that is equity share capital and preference share capital. So debt equity ratio is equals to long term debts divided by shareholder fund. Long-term debts are your long-term bank loan, debentures, etc. In shareholder fund, there are two parts. One is share capital and one is reserve and surplus. Share capital includes both type of capital, that is equity share capital and preference share capital. Acha, shareholder fund can also be calculated by one more way. Shareholder fund. Shareholder fund means share capital and reserve and surplus can also be calculated by one more way. Let's see. This is the information that has been given to you. This is the information that has been given to you. But so you all know that in balance sheet there are two parts. One is equity and liability and one is assets. In equity and liability there are three parts: shareholder fund, non-current liability and current liability. In assets there are two parts. One is non-current asset and other is current asset. So, acha, we all know one more thing. We all know one more thing that total of assets and total of liabilities are always equal. We all know that total of assets and total of liabilities are always equal. Now, this is the information given to you. In liability side, shareholder fund is not given. Non-current liability is 100, current liability is 200. In asset side, non-current asset is 300, current asset is 200 and total is 500. As we all know that total of asset is total of liability. So let's write here 500 because whatever will be the total of asset will be equal to total of liability. So if total liability is 500, if total liability is 500, out of the 500, 200 is current liability and 100 is non-current liability. Then how much will be shareholder fund? 500 minus 200 minus 100, that is 200. So shareholder fund will be 200, that is balancing figure. So it means how you have calculated? We have calculated, sir, total asset minus non-current liability minus current liability equals to shareholder fund. So see what it is written here. Total asset minus non-current liability minus current liability equals to shareholders fund. This is one more way to calculate shareholder fund. So again, I am repeating the formula. Debt equity ratio. The formula is long-term debts divided by shareholders fund. Long-term debts include long-term bank loan, debentures, etc. Shareholder fund includes two parts, that is share capital and reserve and surplus. Share capital include both equity share capital and preference share capital. Shall we move ahead now? Shall we move ahead? Okay. Example of debt equity ratio. Example of debt equity ratio. From the following information, calculate debt equity ratio. From the following information, calculate debt equity ratio. Equity share capital 1 lakh, general reserve 45,000, accumulated profit 30,000, debentures 75,000, sundry trade creditors 40,000 and outstanding expenses 10,000. Okay, so let's start with the solution. Bacho, I already told you that how you are going to attempt the illustrations in exam, how you are going to attempt the practical illustrations in exam. First of all, you see what is the question saying. Question is saying to calculate debt equity ratio. So first we will write debt equity ratio. What is the formula? Formula is long-term debt divided by shareholder fund. Formula is long-term debt divided by shareholder fund. Now to calculate debt equity ratio, I need two things. One is long-term debt and one is shareholder fund. So now I am going to calculate long-term debts. Let's see. Equity share capital is a part of shareholder fund. Reserves and surplus, general reserve, accumulated profit are part of shareholder fund. Debenture is a long-term debt, so I'm going to write debenture 75,000. Trade creditors, outstanding expenses, both are part of current liability, both are short-term debts. So we are not going to consider it. So long-term debt is only debenture 75,000. Now let us calculate shareholder fund. Shareholder fund include two parts, share capital and reserve and surplus, and share capital include both equity share capital and preference share capital. So equity share capital 1 lakh is a part of shareholder fund. General reserve is also a part of shareholder fund. And accumulated profit 30,000 is also a part of shareholder fund. What is the total? Total is 1,75,000. Total is 1,75,000. Now, debt equity ratio. Long term debt 75,000 divided by shareholder fund 1,75,000. So debt equity ratio is going to be 3:7. Debt equity ratio is going to be 3:7. So this is how you are going to calculate debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio formula is long term debt divided by shareholder fund. Okay, bachcho, let's move ahead now. Proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio expresses the relationship of proprietor. Who is a proprietor? Shareholder fund to net asset. Who is a proprietor? Shareholder. So proprietary ratio expresses relationship of proprietor's fund, that is shareholder's fund, to net asset. Proprietary ratio equals to shareholder fund divided by total asset. Proprietary ratio equals to shareholders fund divided by total asset. We have already learned to calculate shareholder fund. Shareholder fund include two parts. That is shareholder fund include two parts. That is share capital and reserve and surplus. Share capital is inclusive of equity share capital and preference share capital. In total asset, we will take the total of asset, that is non-current asset plus current asset. On the asset part, there are two parts. One is non-current asset and one is current asset. So we will take the total of non-current asset plus current asset. Chaliye. Let's do one illustration. Following is the example of proprietary ratio. You have to calculate proprietary ratio. Equity share capital 1 lakh. Preference share capital 50,000. Reserve and surplus 25,000. Debentures 60,000. Creditors 15,000. Fixed asset 1,25,000. Current asset 50,000. Investment 75,000. Let's start the solution. Now you all have already know, you all must know how we are going to solve this. First of all, sir, you are going to write the proprietary ratio formula. Formula of proprietary ratio is shareholder fund divided by total asset. That is shareholder fund divided by total asset. So I am going to write in short. Shareholder fund divided by total asset. Now to solve proprietary ratio, I have to calculate two things, that is shareholder fund and total asset. Let's calculate shareholder fund. Shareholder fund. Equity share capital 1 lakh. Preference share capital 50,000. Reserve surplus 25,000. What will be the total? 1,75,000. 1,75,000. Now I am going to calculate total asset. Debenture. So debenture is a part of long-term liability. We will not consider debenture. Creditor is a part of current liability. We will also not consider creditor because they are calculating total asset. Fixed asset that is 25,000. 25,000. Current asset 50,000. Investment 75,000. Investment is also an asset. So what will be the total? The total will be 2,50,000. The total will be 2,50,000. Now proprietary ratio formula is shareholder fund that is 1,75,000 divided by total asset that is 2,50,000. So proprietary ratio will be equal to 0.7. Proprietary ratio will be equal to 0.7:1. So this is how you are going to calculate proprietary ratio. We will do more illustrations further. We will do more illustrations of proprietary ratio. Now, total asset to debt ratio. The ratio measures the extent of the coverage of long-term debt by assets. Total asset to debt ratio equals to, as the name suggests, take the formula from the name only. Total asset to debt, it means total asset divided by long-term debt. Total asset divided by long-term debt. In total asset, I already told you we will consider both current asset plus non-current asset. Long-term debt include non-current liability. That is long-term bank loan, debenture, etc. The ideal ratio is 1:1. Chaliye. Let's do one illustration. Example of total asset to debt ratio. From the following information, calculate total asset to debt ratio. Shareholder fund, share capital equals to 4 lakh. Reserve and surplus equals to 1 lakh. Long-term borrowing equals to 1,50,000. Current liability 50,000. Fixed asset 4 lakh. Non-current investment 1 lakh and current assets 2 lakh. Let's start with the solution. So we are going to do the solution now. What we have to calculate in the illustration? Total asset to debt ratio. Total asset to debt ratio. Total asset to debt ratio. What is the formula? The formula is total asset divided by long-term debt. Now we have to calculate two things, that is total asset and one is long-term debt. So total asset equals to, first calculate total asset. Share capital is a part of liability, reserve and surplus is a part of liability, long-term borrowing is a part of liability, current liability is a part of liability, fixed asset. We are going to take fixed asset that is 4 lakh. Then non-current investment. Investment is also an asset. So we are going to take investment also. Investment 1 lakh. And current assets 2 lakh. Current assets 2 lakh. So 4 lakh plus 1 lakh 5 lakh plus 2 lakh 7 lakh. Now we are going to calculate long-term debt. Now we are going to calculate long-term debt. Share capital is a part of shareholder fund. Reserve and surplus is a part of shareholder fund. Long-term borrowing is a part of long-term debt. Long-term borrowing 1,50,000. Then current liability is not a part of long-term debt. Current liability is a short-term liability. So we are not going to take current liability. So total asset to debt ratio equals to total asset 7 lakh divided by long-term debt 1,50,000. The answer is going to come 14:5. The answer is 14:5. So this is how we are going to calculate total asset to debt ratio. But you do not worry. We are going to do more illustrations. I am taking these illustrations for just for your understanding. But we are going to do more illustrations further, just for getting the topic clearly. Just to understand the topic, we are taking the illustration. But in further classes, we are going to do more illustrations on the same. है ना? चलिए. Now let us learn to calculate interest coverage ratio. It is a ratio which deals with the servicing of interest on loan. It is a measure of security of interest payable on long-term loans. बच्चों, through interest coverage ratio, we will get to know whether the company is capable enough to pay interest on the long-term loan that the company has taken. As you all know, if we take a loan from bank, or if we take loan from public, that is debentures, if we issue debentures, or we take a loan from bank, you have to pay interest. You have to pay interest no matter whether your company is earning profit or your company is suffering losses. You have to pay interest if you have taken a loan. And through the interest coverage ratio, we will get to know whether the company is capable enough to pay interest on loan on the long term loan. So interest coverage ratio, who will be interested in interest coverage ratio? Debenture holders, banks, all these persons who have given you loan will be interested in knowing what is the interest coverage ratio, so that they can get to know whether the company is capable enough to pay interest on the long term loan that the company has taken. Got my point? It reveals the number of time interest on long-term debt is covered by profits available for interest. A higher ratio ensure safety of interest on loan. ठीक है. Interest coverage ratio equals to profit before charging interest and tax divided by fixed interest charges. Profit before charging interest and income tax. We have to take the profit before charging interest and tax. It means whatever profit we are going to take now, from that profit the interest and income tax should not be deducted. From that profit, interest and income tax should not have been deducted. And the profit is after deducting interest and income tax, then we will add back interest and income tax in the profit, because we have to take the profit before charging interest and income tax. That's why if the question has given you profit after deducting interest and income tax, then we will add back interest and income tax, so that we can get to know what is the profit before deducting interest and income tax. For interest coverage ratio, we are going to take profit before deducting interest and income tax, divided by fixed interest charges, divided by fixed interest charges. चलिए, let's do one illustration. Example of interest coverage ratio. From the following details, calculate interest coverage ratio. Profit after interest and tax 2,50,000, income tax 20,000 and interest 30,000. चलिए, let's do the solution. Interest coverage ratio. What is the formula? Formula is profit before interest and tax divided by interest. Profit before interest and tax divided by interest. So let us first calculate profit before interest and tax. But in question it is given profit after interest and tax 250. It means from this 250 we have already deducted interest and tax, because the profit is after deducting interest and tax. The question says the profit is after deducting interest and tax. And what we have to take? We have to take profit before deducting interest and tax. So now what I am going to do? I am going to add back income tax and interest in 2,50,000. So plus how much is interest and income tax? 20,000 and 30,000. So answer will be 3 lakh. So interest coverage ratio. Acha, we have to calculate interest also, no? Interest. What is the interest amount? Interest is rupees 30,000. So interest coverage ratio equals to profit before interest and tax 3 lakh divided by interest 30,000. So interest coverage ratio is going to be 10:1. Interest coverage ratio is going to be 10:1. So our profits are 10 times than the interest. So it means that the profit is 10 times than the interest. The interest is only 30,000, but we have profit of 3 lakhs. Interest is only 30,000 and we have profit of 3 lakhs. It means our company is very much capable. Our company is very much capable in paying. Our company is very much capable in paying interest charges. Now the investors will be very happy when they will see that interest coverage ratio is 10:1. It means the profit of the company is 10 times than the interest. The profit of the company is 10 times than the interest. So our company is very much capable in paying its interest charges. Now let's move ahead now. Okay, let's do one more illustration of interest coverage ratio. From the following detail, calculate interest coverage ratio. Profit after interest and tax. Profit after interest and tax 1,98,000. Rate of income tax 40,000, 15% debenture, that is 2 lakh. Now बच्चों, what is the meaning of the 15% debenture? What is the meaning of this 15%? बच्चों, this 15% is the rate of interest. You see now, 10% debenture, 15% debenture, 12% debenture, 20% debenture. The percent that is given in front of debenture is the rate of interest. We have issued the debenture in market of rupees 2 lakh and we have taken the loan of rupees 2 lakh. Now we have to pay interest at the rate of 15%. 15% debenture means the rate of interest that we have to pay is 15%. So we issued debenture of rupees 2 lakh in the market and now we have to pay interest at the rate 15% on 2 lakh. So, bachcho, let us calculate the profit after interest and tax. Let us calculate the interest coverage ratio. What is the interest coverage ratio? Bachcho, what is the interest coverage ratio? Profit before interest and tax divided by interest. चलिए, let us first calculate interest. Oh no, sorry, let us first calculate profit after, profit before interest and tax. So in question it is given profit after interest and tax and we have to take profit before interest and tax. Chaliye. So what we will do, we will deduct interest and tax from the profit. We will add back. The profit is after deducting. In question, profit is given after deducting interest and tax. We have to take profit before deducting interest and tax. So what I am going to do, I will add back income tax and interest in the profit so that I can get to know what is profit before deducting interest and tax. Chal. Rate of income tax is 40%. Rate of income tax is 40%. It means from this 1,90,000, we have already deducted the income tax. This 1,98,000 is after deducting the income tax. Income tax is 40%. We have deducted 40% from the profit and then we come at 1,98,000. So this 1,98,000 now is equal to 60%. This suppose the profit is 100. We deduct 40 rupees income tax. We deduct 40% income tax. Now how much the profit will remain with us? 60. It means from this 100, 40 is income tax, 40% is income tax and 60% is remaining profit. So this 1,98,000 is remaining profit after deducting income tax. It means this 1,98,000 will be equal to 60%. So 1,98,000 divided by 60 into, we have to take full 100 into 100. So 1,98,000 divided by 60 into 100, that is 3,30,000. That is 3,30,000. Because 1,98,000 is after deducting income tax. Income tax is 40%. So if 40% is deducted, then the remaining profit will be equal to 60%. So 1,98,000 is equal to 60%. So divide by 60% into 100. I want the complete profit. So that is 3,30,000. Now if you want to check, you can check. From this 3,30,000, if you will deduct 40%, the answer will be 1,98,000. From this 3,30,000, if you deduct 40%, the answer will come at 1,98,000. Now, I have to also add back interest I have to also add back interest. But first, let's calculate the interest. Question is saying interest is 15% debenture at the rate 2 lakh. I already told you this 15% is rate of interest. It means on the debentures of 2 lakh, we have to pay interest at the rate 15%. So let us calculate the interest. Two lakh into 15 divided by 100. So answer will be 30,000, I guess. Yes, the answer is 30,000. So now we know interest also. So we will add back the interest in this 30,000. So the profit before interest and tax is 3,60,000. Now interest coverage ratio. Profit before interest and tax, that is 3,60,000, divided by interest, that is 30,000. So interest coverage ratio will be, I have solved in detail here, 12 times. Interest coverage ratio will be 12 times. Bachcho, please everyone tell me. I hope you all know now how to calculate interest coverage ratio. So bachcho, this was the solvency ratio. Today we have covered the topic solvency ratio. I hope you all have understood today's topic solvency ratio. Let us give a quick revision. What is solvency ratio? In solvency ratio, I told you that solvency ratios will help in calculating the capability of the business to serve its long-term debts. Through solvency ratio, we get to know how much a company is capable in paying its long-term debts. Through solvency ratio, we get to know how much a company is capable in paying its long-term debts. Solvency ratio includes four ratios, that is debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, total asset to debt ratio, and interest coverage ratio. Now, what is debt equity ratio? So debt equity ratio equals to long-term debt divided by shareholder fund. In long-term debts mean long-term loan. In long-term loan, we will include non-current loan as well as debentures, etc. Shareholder fund include two parts: share capital and reserve and surplus. Share capital include both equity share capital and preference share capital. Proprietary ratio. What is the formula of proprietary ratio? Shareholder fund divided by total asset. In shareholder fund, we will include both share capital and reserve and surplus. Total asset is the total of asset side, which include both non-current asset as well as current asset. Then total asset to debt ratio. As the name suggests, the formula is total asset divided by long-term debt. And last, interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio equals to profit before charging interest and income tax divided by fixed interest charges. In this, we will take profit before charging interest and tax. In question, if it is given profit after charging interest and tax, then we will add back interest and income tax so that we can come to know what is profit before charging interest and income tax. These were the illustrations which I have taught you today. I hope you all know now how to calculate solvency ratios. All the four ratios you know how to calculate now. In next class, bachcho, I am going to do some illustrations of solvency ratio so that we can get the clarity on the topic. we are going to do some illustrations of solvency ratios so that we can get the clarity on the topic. Thank you everyone for joining. Please take care, stay safe. Bye bye.